Now in last class we learned the all tenses of passive voice like the present tense, simple present tense, present continuous tense and present perfect tense. Okay. I think Nikita was absent for the present continuous tense. I think so. Yes, you were absent. Then which tense that you were absent? Perfect tense? Not any tense. You were absent. Okay. Now in this class we learn the simple past tense. How we can change the simple past sentence which is in the active voice, that we can change into the passive voice. How we can transform them. Okay. The title is this: change the voice. Change the voice. It is the title. You please write down the title in your notebook. Change the voice. And today we are learning the past simple tense that we can change into the passive voice. So, past simple. Past simple active sentence. Active sentence. So this sentence, how we can transform it into the passive voice. Active sentence which is in the simple past tense, how we can change this sentence into the passive voice through the formula. So here is the formula of passive voice. You write down the formula of passive voice, please.
Yes, sir.
Formula of passive voice. It is object plus auxiliary verb plus verb's third form plus by plus subject. Subject Omkar.
Yes.
Here is the object in passive voice. Here is the object in passive voice, and the subject, it should be at the place of object in passive voice. So the action flows from object towards the subject. That's why we call it is the passive voice or passive sentence. Getting?
Yes.
What the passive sentence is? When we see the action flows from the object towards the subject. It is we call the passive voice or passive sentence. And today we are learning the simple past tense. That tense how we can change into the passive voice through the formula. Here is the formula. Okay, I'll give you one example here. Example of active voice. Active voice. Example is here. First example. Rohan gave, you please write down.
Yes.
Rohan gave a pen. Rohan gave a pen. Here is the subject. Omkar?
Yes.
Is this subject?
Yes.
Okay. Here is the main verb and it is the object. So I mark there and then I put it is main verb. It is the subject. Subject, main verb and object. Rohan gave a pen. Now you see the formula, and using the formula we can transform this sentence into the passive voice. So I write here passive voice. Okay. How we can? Okay. Okay, no problem. Here is the passive voice. So use this formula. And here is the object.
Yes.
Atharva,
Yes.
here is the object. So where is the object in active voice? A pen. So I write here a pen. It is the object. which is in the active voice. Now it is the place of subject in passive voice. A pen. The formula is auxiliary verb, that we have to use auxiliary verb. Which auxiliary verb that we have to use with this? A pen, it is the singular, so we can use was, this auxiliary verb in passive voice. Getting, Nikita? Was. So I put here was. Was. A pen was. Now we have to use verb's third form. It is here in the formula.
Yes, sir.
So I have to use given, because it is in third form of the gave. Gave, this is the second form.
Yes.
Give, this is the first form. Give, gave and given. So I write here given. Given. A pen was given. Now what we write then? By, because it is in the formula. Then by.
Subject.
By. Then we have to write their subject. Subject is what?
Rohan.
Rohan. Okay. Then the sentence, passive sentence, it is like this. A pen was given by Rohan. Getting?
Yes.
A pen was given by Rohan. This sentence we make through the formula. And so here is the formula that we have written in our notebook also. On board also. Now another one example is here. You please write down the next example. Nikita completed a homework. Homework. This is the active sentence. Nikita completed a homework. This is the active sentence. Now when we want to transform it into the passive voice, then we have to write at first object. I mark here. It is the subject, it is the main verb, it is the object. So this object we have to write at the place of subject in passive voice. A homework. A homework. Then was completed, correct. Completed by Nikita. This is the passive sentence that we learn. The first sentence, Rohan gave a pen, it is in active voice, that we made like this. A pen was given by Rohan. Then we see another one example. Nikita completed a homework. That we make like this. A homework was completed by Nikita. Okay, so these two examples that we learn. Now let's see the next examples, and through the examples we can understand how we can make the passive sentences more and more. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Formula will be said. Then next example is here. Omkar left the class. Omkar left the class. Where? Omkar. It is not Omkar. Omkar. Omkar left the class. Okay? Omkar left the class. So here is the subject. Here is the main verb. Here is the object. So through the object we can solve. We can make the passive sentence. I write here the short form of passive voice. PV I write here. Okay?
Yes.
PV. So passive voice. It is the passive voice. Let's put this object at the place of subject. The class. The class was was left by Omkar. Sometimes we use the spelling of OMKAR, Omkar, and sometimes we use the spelling ONKAR, Omkar. Okay, Omkar. So there are two spellings of this name. So the passive voice is this: the class was left by Omkar. The class was left by Omkar. Okay, this is the one example. Another one example, let's we put. AV means
active voice.
active voice, good. Then we write Shivraj kept a ball. Shivraj kept a ball in the box. I will write here. In the box. Okay. Shivraj kept a ball in the box. Shivraj, it is the subject. Kept, this is the main verb. A ball, it is the
Object.
in the box, it is the
Subject.
prepositional phrase also. It is, we call the next object, second object with the prepositional phrase. Then when we want to transform this sentence into the passive voice, then we have to use first direct object. Which is the direct object? Direct object is this, a ball. So this object we have to write at the place of subject in a passive voice. In a passive voice. Then passive voice, PV, it means the passive voice. Now see, here is a ball. It is the object. A ball. Omkar. A ball. So I write here a ball. A ball. Now Nikita, what we can write here after this? Was. Then kept. Then by. Then Shivraj.
In the box.
A ball was kept by Shivraj in the box. In the box. One sentence, one type of sentence that we can write here. Another one sentence that we can write also. It is in the passive voice. Like a ball was kept in the box. In the box by Shivraj. This type of sentence also we can make into the passive voice. Means there are two ways that we can transform this sentence. One is this: a ball was kept by Shivraj in the box. And another one sentence: a ball was kept in the box by Shivraj. Okay. So this type of sentences that we can make. Okay. Let's see another one example. Now I want to give example from you. So who will tell me the example? Nikita, will you tell me? Now, Atharva. The spelling is correct? Here is a Atharva. Okay. Atharva. Right? So here is the Atharva. Atharva played. Played cricket. Atharva played a cricket. Now see, here is the subject. Omkar. Here is the subject.
Yes, sir.
It is the
main
verb and it is the object. So this object we have to write in the passive voice. at the place of subject. So a cricket
Was played by.
was
Played by.
played
By Atharva.
by
Atharva.
Atharva. A cricket was played by Atharva. This is the example that we transform into the passive voice through the formula. A cricket was played by Atharva. This is the one sentence. Another one example that we learn. Ajinkya wrote a letter. Ajinkya wrote a letter. So here is the subject, here is the main verb, and it is the object of a sentence. Then when we want transform it into the passive voice, then we can transform like this. A letter was written by Ajinkya. A letter was written by Ajinkya. Okay, this is the passive voice of this sentence, which is in the simple past tense that we call the active voice. It is the action flows towards the object from the subject. That's why it is the active voice. And the passive that we have written on the board, the sentence is this: a letter was written by Ajinkya. So the action is start from the object towards the subject. It is the passive voice. Now today in this class we learn how we can make or transform the passive sentence of simple past tense. We have seen the formula. We have written it on the board. Then we have seen a lot of examples on the board, solved examples, so we can understand it very well, the passive sentences. If you have difficulty in this or in doubt in passive voice of past simple past tense, then you can ask me.
No, sir.
You please write these examples in your notebook.
Yes.
Thank you.